I had a great casting director, very creative lady named Jackie Brown Carmen. And I told her that I wanted unknowns. And so we put this plan into effect to really go after theater groups in high schools, looking for unknown talent. And she saw thousands of young kids who came in. And it's interesting because, there are some actors that came in who are now fairly prominent. I had dinner last year with Jeffrey Wright, and he told me, man, I came and auditioned for Juice. I said, you did?
Okay, you can start. Tell us your name and tell us what we're doing right now.
My name is Khalil Kain, and I'm playing Raheem in the film Juice. And tonight we're shooting the death of Raheem. I was in Manhattan. I was doing odd jobs like bartending, bike messenger, stuff like that. Kind of banging around the city. I wasn't quite sure what my plan was yet, as far as what I was gonna do with myself. I had a couple opportunities. I'd done a few commercials and was starting to get out on some auditions, but I don't know if I was really sold on I'm gonna be an actor. I was just trying to make extra money and hustle, really,
My name is Omar Epps, and I'm playing the character of Q.
I just gotten out of high school. It was summer of '90, and was just trying to figure it out. I had aspirations to be an actor. I'd been on a few auditions, so I was wondering, was I gonna, take a year off, figure it out, go to college? I was kind of in that space, and went on this audition, and here we are 25 years later.
Peter, could you move them, please, so I can do my interview right? Seriously.
That's me.
Oops.
Are you kidding? After the shit we've been putting up with you?
All right, come on, man. Fuck y'all, man. I'm trying to do my interview. My name is Jermaine. I'm doing the role of Steel.
I was in North Carolina, came up and auditioned, wound up taking on a gunshot injury at the time. So when I got the call that I got the part, I came up, for the part, they noticed I had a little limp. So, I told them, I said, oh man, I was just, playing football and, had a little accident or whatever. Got hit a little hard, but I'm all right. I could do the part. I'm running in step, So, that wasn't good enough for them. Like, okay, Jermaine, come on, enough is enough. I'm a 17-year-old. I'm figuring, I can get by with it. So I told them everything that happened, and it actually worked out. Well, they let me go ahead and do the part.
Man, I can't do a real interview without these clowns coming in. This clown coming in here with spiked orange juice. Hey, get out of here. He's the comedian, man. Get out of here.
I ain't gonna say it over the air, cause
Tupac, what's going on right now? What is going on?
He don't know. He's fucking.
I'm about to commit a murder. I've already committed a murder already. I'm about to commit a double murder. And this makes it a special murder because it's my best friend. The leader of my crew. I kill him, take him out quick. And I committed a robbery. I committed 3 crimes, 2 murders and a robbery, armed.
The character of Bishop was tough because, a lot of guys came in and thinking all they had to do was go ballistic, And so one day Jackie had me come in and look at some people, and one of the guys that she had come in was Tretch from Naughty by Nature. And he had a friend of his who was just hanging out with him. And I said, well, hey man, what about you? You want to audition? He said, me? Yeah, you want to give it a try? He said, yeah, why not? And he went away. He comes back, and he did a pretty good job. And I just had a feeling, and I said, what's your name? He said, Tupac. Oh, that's an interesting name. What is that? And he said, it's the name of a Mayan deity. I said, oh, Tupac. Tupac what? Tupac Shakur. Ah, any relation to Asada Shakur? He said, yeah, that's my aunt. I said, oh man, how's she doing? He said, last time we talked to her, she's okay, she's in Cuba. I said, okay, well, let's make sure we have your address and, we'll be in touch.
And he walked out of the room and he stuck his head back in, and then with a little wink and a smile because he was mischievous, he said, you better give me the part because I know where you all live. Shut the door and walked out.
We just looked at each other, we said, whoa, that's the dude. Because he was able to capture the vulnerability that's in the character of Bishop, There's a lot of braggadocio going on in that guy, but a lot of it is masking a deep hurt. And we see that and a little bit with his father. And Tupac got it.
So, Larry.
MTV. Hey, yo.
Trying to
Give them a rap.
What's this for? This is like the making of.
Hey, the making of. Now, little do y'all know, it's all a bluff. Because
Which is how they have them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, other black one. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still got 4 left over. So, guess who gonna win?
And I remember meeting Tupac in that process. He had came in, but we didn't go in the same group. But I remember, so I was like, who's that dude? He just had that voice.
Hungry looking at him. They ain't feed these motherfuckers. Every one of these niggas look hungry. And like, I got their lunch ticket.
There you go.
And come to find out later on that he had studied acting in Baltimore. I think the Baltimore School of the Arts. He was there with Jada Pinkett. He studied that. He studied dance. He had studied ballet. And just a brilliant young guy.
Shit, man, you got it wrong.
You can see, whether it be the EPK or anything, your eye goes straight to him. He was then incredibly charismatic. He was their leader of the actors and a great team player. He was having a good time. He worked hard. He was committed, and undeniably charismatic.
He wanted that role so bad. When we got in the room and we were auditioning, he was going at it so hard that I realized, like, if I want to be in this movie, I'm going to have to pick up my level to that right there. And that's where I went. And I don't know if I had not seen sort of that energy that I might have gotten where I needed to be in that movie.
So basically, we have to
Put him at 5, guys.
We've got to do everything we've done all over again. We have to. Everything.
Did you play the playback? Tell him to play the playback.
We all went in, you read for a role, and then, they have us wait. I think I had like 5 or 6 callbacks.
Brothers. What the deal is? Brothers.
I wasn't used to auditioning with other actors. I didn't, I was just getting used to auditioning, so.
He let you out? He let you out? Asked me if I wanted a piece of it. And that's why I look cool, because I'm right there.
And you say no?
You said no. Maybe you crazy.
Maybe you should step up to him and you said no?
They were like trying to find the right group. So they were like, okay, you two, go with you two. And then they said, wait, okay, switch this one out. And so we did that a few times.
They were watching us in the waiting room. They were watching us in the hallway. They were watching how guys talk to each other, who was alpha dogging out, and the whole thing.
And then before we made our final decision, we went out for a meal with around 12, I can't remember how many, but around 12 different actors. Just having pizza, going out and seeing how they interacted with each other socially.
Because the idea was that we had to have 4 guys that could really bond and bounce off each other, because the 4 guys together had to create a 5th character, which was the group mind.
We was already a crew when we was auditioning, so it just really just gelled like that. I mean, when we went out to that dinner that they took us out to, I think we were all looking forward to seeing each other. We were the most familiar with each other. Everybody else, I mean, it was like, we were cool, but, we were more familiar with each other from, being tight from the audition process.
It's like y'all are here, Tupac. Y'all are here catching your breath. All right, then it comes back to you.
It was a long process, but, 90% of directing is casting. You find the right people, then you just sit back and become the audience, the first audience for the movie, and make sure it's all working.
Hey, cut that shit out. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I brought Sam in because you just know he's gonna deliver. Now he delivers like crazy, but
Look, what you want me to do, lie to you? Just cause you pour syrup on shit don't make it pancakes, you know what I'm saying?
In a way, asking Sam to do it was a little bit of my security blanket, I guess, because I know he would be a good presence to have on set, and he's just a great man, so You know, I felt confident with him there.
Man, Sam was our cool uncle on the set.
You know, if they took your brains and shoved them up a gnat's ass, they sound like bowling balls bouncing around in a boxcar. Now get the fuck out of here till you can show me some progress.
Sam was fun, man. He was fun and just giving the knowledge, you know, giving the knowledge, and we got to get on our actory stuff, you know, because he's a tour de force. You know, again, we were kids, so he just, you know, gave us a couple of jewels, and we got to have some cool scenes.
This tape's kind of boring. I think you should work on your delivery.
I see.
All right, I'll see you next year.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Next time. Oh, sure, take it.
I need that. All right.
I don't want it. I sure don't want it.
I first met Latifah when we shot Jungle Fever, and we had the scene at Sylvia's. She played the waitress at Sylvia's. And when we wrote the script, that role was actually intended for Africa Bambaataa. He didn't want to be involved in the film. There's actually, there were a lot of rappers that we talked to who did not want to be involved. You know, they like, nah, this looks like a piece of shit. I don't want to be involved in this. But Latifah was available, and she said she was interested. And I said, oh, that'd be cool. And plus, she's my homegirl. You know, Dana's from Newark.
I didn't even read the script before I did it. I read about it in the magazine. I read about Ernest doing his first movie, and I remember I worked with Ernest on Jungle Fever, you know, briefly on Jungle Fever. You know, I'm really happy for him that he was doing his own movie, so I wanted to be a part of it. And I heard his parts were violent, you know, but I like realistic movies. I hate when white people write a black movie or white people direct a black movie and have no concept of what this life is really about. This inner city life that we always go through, that we've been raised in. You know, so I think it was coming from a stronger perspective. So I wanted to be that. So I'm down.
Latifah, so at the time I was in a singing group called Vision. And when La came to set, she kept playing this demo of some group she had just signed. And I'm like, I thought they sucked. But she would be blasting his music. So I'm like, man, my group. Now at the time, it was a 5-man group, and I had hooked it up like they could get, you know, could you get this guy to be an extra, you know, just make some extra money. So 3 of them were there. And I said, my group would blow them. And she was like, you in the group? She was like, all right, well, you know, what you got? You got a demo? I said, we'll come sing for you. And so the other 2 came up to set. We were in the stairwell of that office that her character had, and we sung for her a cappella, and she started crying. And so after we rapped Juice, 3 of us went on tour with Latifah, dancing and singing background. First time I ever came to LA was dancing for Latifah. As well.
That's my big sister. I mean, she's Jersey's own. And at that time, you know, young black actors and female rappers were rare. And that's how we intertwined, especially being from Jersey. So when Lean On Me came out, you know, I got embraced from all of the Jersey, you know, entertainers that, you know, were before me. Latifah always was that positive bell. Like, what can you say bad about Latifah? And that's something very hard to do.
Roland, you wrote with Ernest this script. Mm-hmm. Is this person Yolanda?
I better say yes. yes, she is. She is.
No, really?
Honestly. You know,
I mean, I don't look like a Yolanda now, you know. I probably look like Cindy, but am I?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, around that time I had a bit of a crush on her. I found out that she had actually trained as an actress before En Vogue became a group. And she came in and auditioned and did a good job.
Well, I was in New York on some En Vogue business, and my agent called me and told me that they were having auditions for Juice and that I should go in and audition. And I didn't think that I was going to get it. In fact, we were in town for the Grammys, I think. And I didn't think that I would get it. I just went in anyway, and I ended up getting it. I'm really thrilled.
And I could see Omar really You know, I think, and he did. He got a big crush on her too. You know, just working with her.
She's beautiful.
Oh my God, we were so jealous of Omar.
Cindy. Cindy made Omar, Ant-Man, the man.
Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
Good for you.
It has to be real, you know?
All of us, serious haterade going on about that. Seriously.
She was the dream girl. Like, I mean, like, we all wish for Omar part.
I also sing with a female group called In Vogue, which I enjoy very much. As a matter of fact, we're on tour right now with Freddie Jackson, and I've taken a little time off of the tour to come and do the movie.
Okay, as soon as we do touch up, go right back in.
That was kind of trippy because, like, In Vogue was a big group at the time, you know. Growing up, I watched them, liked their music, and then, like, all of a sudden, I'm sitting here with Cindy and we got a kiss. You know what I mean? I was only 17. So it was just kind of, part of me was just like fan guy.
Once you met her, it was almost like your sister. You know, she treated everybody like everybody was this big. You know, when we all were looking at her like, you know, hey, Cindy said, oh yes, Cindy's working today, you know.
Omar tried so hard not to act like he was amped about it, but Omar was pretty excited about it. We were happy for him. Put it that way.
Stones, so you don't go all the way back, get a little bit behind you, stay on that. And we're gonna take it all the way through. Now let's do a rehearsal for camera, see what problems we got, and hope we get into the movie.
We're gonna rehearse for camera and help him get in the movie. This is my man. This is my coach. My coach right here, Ernest Dickerson. I'm Tupac Shakur. Thank you.
He's one of our star players here.
He's one of the star makers.
Wow.
Star maker, star producer.
He can't do the
He's gotta have
impossible.
star qualities in order to you know.
Yeah, you're getting an alcohol test today.
Okay. This is straight orange juice.
Remember when I told
orange juice. Yo, to everybody on the set, can I get your attention, please? Everybody on the set, this is straight orange juice.
It's weird that he's gone. It really is. Every time I see footage or even hear music, you know, I don't know. It's hard, it's always been difficult for me to digest.
What we didn't realize is what we were really, really blessed to be around at the time, because we only got to see and focus on the wild stuff. He leaving the set. He got these cats shooting at us on the set. He talking, you know, F New York type stuff, da-da-da. You know, that was what was up front. But I swear, if you got to be around Pop, it's been times we've been on the set and we'd be in the middle of a scene and he would stop just because it was a single parent, and you can tell that, you know, her and her baby might have been struggling a little bit or whatever. He would stop the scene, he would go, and he would embrace them, and you could see the look of hope, happiness on the kid's face, the mother being proud that, hey, you know, somebody recognized me, and not just for my body or my looks, but just me as just being a woman with a child out here in the struggle. And would give him words of encouragement and stuff like that, and sometimes even go in his pocket.
I mean, Tupac was such a wonderful guy. You know, he had the greatest sense of humor about himself, but he was serious because a lot of times in between setups, he would pull out a notebook and go over in the corner and sit and write. You know, and I like to think that a lot of what he was writing was the music that we wound up hearing coming from him later on.
I gotta go in the studio. We're not gonna get out of here till early in the morning. When we getting out of here? 7? So that's like a really little bit of time before we go to sleep. As soon as you leave, go to sleep. I haven't even written the wrong. I gotta write the wrong.
Top of your head.
That's how I wrote the same song.
For real? Pac was writing his first album, and I remember the day when he wrote Brenda's Got a Baby. So we were on set one day in the morning, early morning, and he had the papers, and sometimes we would chill out in each other's trailer. And he was just so bothered, like I think a woman had like thrown a kid down the incinerator, like something horrible, right? And just Pac was just so troubled, like the whole morning. Like how could a woman do that, and blah, blah, blah. And so a few hours later, he was like, yo, come here. And he starts kicking his rhyme. And I'm like, listen, yo, that's dope. But I'm not piecing it right together. And then before his album came out, when we were in Oakland performing somewhere, and he came through, and we sat on the tour bus. He was like, yo, you gotta listen to the album. And he played this album. And when I heard that song, it hit me. Like, yo, this is from the article. I'd never seen anything like that up close, right? Like, to me, that was on a Marvin Gaye, what's going on type of level. That was one of those moments I was like, this dude's gonna go someplace else. Like, he's not just gonna come out and be a rapper. Like, he got something else with him.
Set. Play.
What? He's gonna run back.
Here they go. Here they go. Let's go. Come on. Still. Come on, fat boy. Come on. Jump.
A lot of that nickname thrown around, that was Tupac's fault.
Pac was kind of a knucklehead in that way, but in a fun way. Like, he having fun, joking around, pushing the envelope.
Omar was Ant-Man.
Gumby.
And I was just calling him crazy.
Cause Pac would, you piss Pac off, he's gone. We don't know where he's at. He done left the set, He might be arguing with the guys down the street that runs the neighborhood.
Tupac and Jermaine and Tupac, when they used to rag on each other was hilarious.
Don't say it, Tupac. I'm gonna tell you something, okay?
Don't say it.
The best thing for you to do right now is to leave me alone, okay? I don't think I have too much patience for you, okay? So back off, okay, fatty?
Jermaine we used to call Big Chops.
To Pac, I was Chops. When we and Pac did the movie Bullet, I was still Chops.
Pac used to call me old man all the time.
Cause we all teenagers and this guy's a bartender.
You mess with everybody.
No, I'm bringing another light in. I'm gonna take that off of you.
That was his thing. He's gonna push your buttons because Tupac wanted the truth. He wanted to see, he wanted the mask to come off. To show me who you are, man, for real. Not this bullshit you trying to show me right now, because I know that ain't you. Show me who you are. And until you did that, you were gonna have a problem with that young man. We would go at it all the time, and still it'd be love, that's trust.